you, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I want to thank Representative Chu for her leadership on this issue. Mr. Speaker, I believe that you can measure the greatness of a society by how well it treats its old, how well it treats its young, and how well it treats those who have difficulty caring for themselves through no fault of their own, but yet need help from other elements of society. And if this bill is an indication of how we value our most vulnerable citizens, then we're not in good shape. Instead of going after billionaire tax cheats or ultra-wealthy tax evaders, my Republican colleagues are advancing a bill that purports to remove barriers to work for disabled Americans. But in all actuality, H.R. 8884 targets the earned benefits of workers who qualify for the Social Security Disability Insurance, or SSDI. Mr. Speaker, I strongly oppose H.R. 8884 and urge my colleagues to do the same rather than give the Trump administration unfettered authority to conduct a demonstration program that will ultimately result in a reduction of benefits for older, severely disabled, and low-income workers. The bill under consideration today fails to remove employment barriers for some of the most financially vulnerable Americans. Past Social Security Administration demonstration programs have shown that these reemployment initiatives to be unsuccessful in helping beneficiaries return to work. Additionally, let us be reminded that the first Trump administration repeatedly proposed massive cuts to Social Security disability benefits. His plans included stripping away benefits from older, severely disabled workers, making it harder to qualify for benefits, and throwing disabled people off benefits by subjecting them to more frequent continuing disability reviews, just to name a few. Alarmingly, President Trump's budgets proposed using SSA demonstration authorities to slash disability benefits by approximately $50 billion over 10 years. And let me say it again. The first Trump administration wanted disability demonstration authority to slash $50 billion of earned benefits. And just last year, the Trump administration proposed a rule that would exact deep cuts to SSDI, particularly for older workers, workers who cannot support themselves due to severe and long-lasting disabilities that impact their ability to work. Now, with this bill, my Republican colleagues want to grant the Trump administration unchecked power and authority to conduct demonstration programs aimed at reducing SSDI benefits. And just to further imagine, the Trump created customer service crisis at SSA due to massive staffing reductions. This bill requires funding for these demonstrations to be supported out of SSA's operating funds. And so for these reasons, among others, H.R. 8884 is opposed by the AFL-CIO, Social Security Works, and the National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare. The Trump administration has repeatedly demonstrated its willingness to harm the elderly, the disabled, and the poor. And so I urge my colleagues to reject this harmful bill in exchange for a more thoughtful approach to improving employment outcomes for people with disabilities. I believe that we ought to want and should help, not harm, not hurt those individuals who deserve and need disability benefits. And I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. The gentlewoman from California reserves. The gentleman from Missouri is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I have no additional speakers, and we're prepared to close.
The gentlewoman from California is recognized.
Yes, I have no further speakers, and I yield myself the balance of my time.
The gentlewoman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, the risk this bill poses to vulnerable Social Security disability benefits cannot be overstated. President Trump has tried time and time again to kick people with disabilities off their benefits, including by pushing people into demonstration programs. This bill would give this administration open-ended authority to do that. Congress has authorized this kind of SSDI demonstration authority in the past, but only after working with SSA to closely review its intended projects and their impacts. In contrast, the current SSA has not disclosed any information on how it plans to use the SSDI demonstration authority. And Ways and Means Republicans rejected a Democratic amendment that would have required a notice and public comment period for any demonstration before it gets enacted. The bottom line is that this administration cannot be trusted to not cut people's benefits. These are earned benefits that people with disabilities rely on to make ends meet. This bill puts that lifeline in jeopardy, and that is why this House should reject this bill. I urge my colleagues to vote no, and I yield back.
The gentlewoman yields back. The gentleman from Missouri is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself the remainder of my time.
The gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have heard some amazing arguments on the floor just now. But one thing that has been crystal clear by the arguments that we've heard in opposition to this bill that helps veterans is simply that the Democrat Party is focused on legislative items that allow them to control Americans. They want to control the benefits of Americans 100%, that they don't even want to give them the opportunity to have the dignity of work. They said it on the floor today. I can't believe that they would possibly want to say, I know better for your livelihood than what you do. But that's what the speakers are saying, and that's why they're opposing this bill. That is a shame. And you know, you hear individuals say that it's a risk. The only risk of this bill is simply that you can't control 100% the benefits of veterans who are disabled. That this bill allows them to give the opportunity to have the dignity of work and not lose their benefits, but to still be able to thrive. We are focused on the success of the individual, not the fact government can control your livelihood. And with that, I encourage this body to support this great piece of legislation that Mr. Scott has worked on for some time to deliver relief for real Americans, for veterans, and not to the Democrat Party who wants to control their benefits. That I yield back.
All time for debate has expired. Pursuant to the House Resolution 1438, the previous question is ordered on the bill as amended. The question is on engrossment and third reading of the bill. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, third reading.
to amend Title II of the Social Security Act to reauthorize demonstration authority for the Disability Insurance Program.
The question is on the passage of the bill. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the bill is passed. For what purpose does the gentlewoman of California seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I call for the yeas and nays.
The yeas and nays are requested. Those favoring the vote for the yeas and nays will rise. A sufficient number having arisen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, further proceedings on this question will be postponed. Proceedings will resume on questions previously postponed. Votes will be taken in the following order: adoption of House Concurrent Resolution 89 and the passage of H.R. 8884. The first electronic vote will be conducted as a 15-minute vote, pursuant to Clause 9 of Rule 20. Remaining electronic votes will be conducted as 5-minute votes. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, the unfinished business is to vote on the adoption of House Concurrent Resolution 89, on which the yeas and nays are ordered. The clerk will report the title of the concurrent resolution.
House Concurrent Resolution 89, concurrent resolution directing the President pursuant to Section 5C of the War Powers Resolution to remove United States Armed Forces from hostilities with Iran.
The question is on the adoption of the concurrent resolution. Members will record their votes by electronic means and device. This is a 15-minute vote.